Hello everyone, I'm Danae. This is my art room. Thank you for joining me today. I am excited to give this little project a try. If you are familiar with Froyle Davies, who is an amazing content creator and artist on YouTube, then you might have seen her do something similar to this. I'm going to do a collage on the gel plate. I have recently purchased, these are Froyle Davies crosses. These are stencils. I bought two. There's a third size as well. And I purchased them from PM Artist Studio. And here's the Froyle art. So I'm excited to give these a try. I'm going to be using my biggest gel plate. She has one that's even bigger, but this is the biggest one I have. It is 12 inches by 14, and it is a gel press. So the idea is to build up all of the collage layers on the gel plate and then pull in one pull the entire collage. So to help me with that effort, in addition to her stencils, I've grabbed some of my collage papers. This is just a pack of papers that looked interesting to me. The colors looked interesting. There's lots of circles and fun designs. These were made for a YouTube video, which I will link in the description box. I also pulled out some of my, this is like mamagami. Anyway, these are different tissue papers that I've experimented with. But I didn't make videos on these because I made these before I started my YouTube channel. And this is some tissue paper that I've embedded with string. If you can see that. And it's kind of fragile, but I've got several varieties of that. And this is some thicker string. This even has some blue ink on it. This is tissue paper, which I used a stencil and gesso to create this pattern, and then I squished another layer of tissue paper on top, so it's all glued together. So I thought that might be interesting. And I just have some, this is I'm not sure actually. This feels like it might be copy paper. This one feels like it's probably 2 layers of tissue paper. Anyway, so I thought I would use all of these things to try and make an interesting collage. When Froyle made hers, she had some really interesting little cutout things that she could put on, and I don't really have anything like that because I don't do a lot of paper art. I don't do junk journaling, things like that. So anyway, stick around and let's see how I do. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. So I'm going to start with my new stencil here, the crosses. And I've got some lunar paste. I've got some mica paste. That's a gold, Kiritaki gold. And since I don't have any like little ephemera pieces to put down, I thought the stencils might kind of do the same thing, create some interesting focal points on the collage in the end. And like jelly printing, the layers have to go on. This first layer is going to be at the top, and as I continue to add layers, they're going to go further and further into the background. So these little crosses, now I'm using the smaller stencil. These are going to be really obvious and right in the front. I had so much fun making this little collage that I made some more, but I didn't film them. And I found some stickers. They were kind of like Halloween stickers. And I used those in the same way as little ephemera pieces, and the end result was great. I don't have a film of that because that was just me playing around and having fun, but stickers work great. So if you want to try this and you've got some stickers, or you've got book pages, or you want to cut things out and put them in as little ephemera bits. Here I'm using a stencil again to add some paint. I mean, there's lots and lots of creative ways to add these layers to the collage. And what's great about this is it's a fantastic way to use up collage paper that you have sitting around. This is one of the challenges that I personally have because I like jelly printing and I enjoy painting papers and creating on the gel plate or even just painting on paper. And then the question is always what to do with the papers afterward. And I mean, I make them to collage. I love collage. And so I'm always trying to think of fun ways to use the papers that I've created. And this is a great way to use them. So thank you, Froyle. Wonderful idea. The paper that I have printed on wax paper, like those little blue circles, that's going to be sheer. So I can put more paper behind and it's going to come through. Most of these papers are rice papers or medical exam paper. I can't actually remember. I'd have to go back and rewatch the video. But they're thin, so they're either rice paper, they're medical exam paper, they're wax paper. They might be tissue paper. I use both wet strength tissue paper as well as just normal paper when I jelly print. They all work great. So these papers are all very thin and they're going to layer really nicely. This one I do remember, this is newsprint, so it's quite a heavier, it's a thicker paper. And this print just turned out so fabulous. Really, really love the design of this one. That was made using a stencil I made myself with a glue gun. Yeah, I really like that paper. It's so vibrant. The colors are beautiful. This is also a print I made using a stencil that I made with a glue gun. So those little scribbly bits in red, that's the stencil. And I'm just going to keep building up my layers, and I've saved my thicker papers for the end of the process because those early papers will have some transparency, varying degrees of transparency, but they will, some of them, be more transparent. So then I'm saving the most, opaque papers for the last layer. And then I'm using this one with the string. I honestly, putting it in, had no idea if it would work or not. It's very textured. It's 2 layers of tissue paper with that string in the middle, and it's quite textured. I can't think of another word. It was very fussy to kind of stick down because there's so many layers and bumps and grooves, and I honestly didn't know if that was going to work. And here I'm adding just a second layer of the same color, the red, because I just know that first layer is going to, be fairly translucent. And I ripped the paper here. This must be just normal gift wrap tissue because it ripped pretty easily. But I just cut another piece and put it on, and it patches just fine. So this is going to be my final layer. I did let the collage dry slightly. It's not completely dry, and I probably should have let it dry a little bit more. It might have been easier to apply this pickup layer. It still has some wetness, and you can kind of see as I go along, I do pick up some of the papers which have been stuck down. And because I'm using this as my pickup layer and those strings are so bumpy and lumpy, I honestly didn't know if it would work, if it would pick it up in the end. I gave myself about a 50-50 chance of being successful there. And I put this is just a piece of cardboard and some heavy books. And I left it overnight to dry. And so here I am. I don't know what happened with my lighting. It looks really funky. But this is it. And I'm going to pull the plate off the paper just to give me every chance of success. And it is successful. Oh my gosh. I am so happy with this result. It looks beautiful. It feels amazing. And that tissue paper with the string came off perfectly. And you can see it back there, and then you can see the color of the paint that I used to pull the print is behind that tissue paper. I'm really sorry about my lighting. I don't know, maybe it was like a stormy day outside, so my lighting's just not great. But why do one? This is a little surprise. Why do one when you can do two? So after I had finished filming my first, that big one, I decided I wanted to do more. So this is my 8x10 gel plate. And I used the same paper, I used basically the same process, and created this one, which looks amazing too. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I used more of the Kiritaki Gold on this, so it's really vibrant. Those crosses and those little dashes, those are all the Kiritaki Gold. It feels amazing. It looks amazing. And why do two when you can do three? So this is my little 5x7 gel plate, and by the time I was making these in the evening, it was quite late. And so this one has I believe that's the cookie, the lunar paste. But I also used a little bit of some Kozo paper, which is hard to see because I'm sorry about this lighting. But there's some Kozo paper, and then these were some different papers that I had. It's not the same color family as the other ones, but oh my gosh, they're just amazing. So much fun. I really recommend that you give this a try. Grab your scraps, grab whatever you've got laying around your paint, your stencils. You can doodle. You can start by making doodles with acrylic paint markers. I mean, the possibilities are endless. And I did cut these out so that I didn't have all of the tissue around the edges. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these. I had so much fun. I'm definitely going to do this again. Thank you, Froyle, for the idea. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I hope you give it a try. Post some pictures and let me see your results. And if you are ready to watch some more videos with me, then here are 2 that I recommend. I hope you have a great day and happy creating. Bye!